Industrial Talk is brought to you by Armis. Yes, you are in the digital transformation game. Yes, you need to find trusted companies, trusted individuals to help you along with that journey. The Armis platform delivers complete asset intelligence. You know what that means? Insights into your connected assets. You're in the digital transformation game, you have to have that insights into what is connected. Go to armis.com, find out more. You will not be disappointed. Also, Industry IoT Consortium. At Industrial Talk, we always talk about education. We always talk about collaboration. We're always talking about innovation. And if you're a business that has any desire to be resilient to the future, you need to be able to educate, collaborate, as well as innovate with other industry professionals. That's a must. Industry IoT Consortium brings that all together. You need to be a part of this community. You need to be connected with these leaders that are all a part of the Industry IoT Consortium. Go out to iiconsortium.org, find out more. Again, you will not be disappointed. You're just going to be happy. Hey there, and welcome to Industrial Talk. Thank you very much for joining. We are broadcasting. Well, we were on site at IoT Solutions World Congress. We had a great time. We were broadcasting from that location. It is a must-attend event. So put that on your calendar. That is in Barcelona. That's the IoT Solutions World Congress. Now, in the hot seat, we have a gentleman by the name of Vesku Turtia. And he is with a company called Armis. He is the regional sales director for them. And we're just talking about the ability to be able to identify your assets. If you're in the digital transformation game, identify those assets, secure those assets so that you can reap the benefits of this digital transformation journey. It's important for you to be able to identify all your assets, and Armis is leading the way. So enjoy the conversation. Yeah, you having a good conference?
Yeah, so far so good. We started today, so there's a lot of people in the conference rooms, in the different presentations. But yeah, I mean, people are passing by the booth, and so far so good. No complaints.
No, I wouldn't listen to you. If you had any complaints, I would just say, forget it, forget it. All right. So some of the information or some of the conversations that we were having at this particular event, IoT Solutions World Congress, how about that for a plug? Another one is that, okay, we have made the determination from an industry perspective that we want to connect pretty much everything. And I mean everything. They want to connect to my dog for whatever reason, but they want to connect to everything. And one of the conversations that I think that needs to happen is how do you secure that? Talk to us a little bit about Armis securing that connected because if you're not securing it, this whole digital transformation journey, whatever it might be, is all for naught, right?
Yeah, exactly. And you know, for the CISOs of the modern companies today, I mean, they have a pretty tough job. And as today we talk about the IoT in this fair, so so a lot of people doesn't even realize and understand that in the today's connected world, there are way more IoT devices connected to corporate networks than PCs and the mobile phones. So therefore, in order to make a specific and very good cybersecurity strategy, the first questions that everybody should ask, do I understand what I have connected to my network? If I don't, I mean, making a solid cybersecurity strategy becomes quite difficult if you don't know and control what do you have connected in your network. So that's what we do. We help companies to get the knowledge what they have connected in their networks.
Because the reality is that here's this IoT world. If somebody chirped out IoT or Industry 2.0, right? And it's like, okay, everything. We're going to connect everything. That's one. And it's sort of like cart before the horse type of deal. You mean I can just stick that device out on this pump and I can measure it? But nobody really thought at that particular time. They just sort of put it out there, collecting data, all good. Exactly. But the vulnerability that exists.
Exactly.
So how does Armis ensure that you see everything? Well, what needs to be seen?
Yeah, well, I mean, we like to talk about two types of devices. We talk about managed devices and unmanaged devices. The managed devices are the ones where you can put a program in it like an XDR. So you can put an agent there. And then the unmanaged devices are these that you can't, because, you know, IP cameras, blah, 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 you know, you name it. There are tons of, I mean, I can't even name half of the IoT devices, OT devices that are out there, but there are more than mobile phones and PCs, what I just mentioned. So what we do, we work with our agent, because we can't put an agent on those devices, because by the design they've made, you can't do that. So by listening to network traffic and putting our collectors to the strategic places of the customers' networks, we can then give an inventory real time what the customers have connected in their network. And then the inventory, we call it discovery. It's a great piece. But after you have that one, do you know what happens, Scott?
No.
The inventory changes day by day.
Yeah, yeah, you're right about that. Yeah,
exactly. So when you have the inventory, then you have to monitor that. So we do that 24/7. Obviously, in the passive mode, we work with the hospitals, we work with the critical industries. So we need to be 100% passive. So we do that. So we monitor that, and then the third part is the security as such. You know, so how we do that? We do that through integrations with the third-party products, with the SOC, with the different CMs, with XDRs, with CMBDs, with NACs and everything. So we are buddy of everybody. So we listen to the traffic, we tell you what you got, and then through the integrations, we help the customers to be more secure and avoid those famous ransomware lateral movements from IoT device to another IoT device.
There appears to be an education here that the industry needs to go through. I think just like anything else, you come to an event like this and you get exposed to a lot of great, you know, solutions. Do you find that there is a potential gap with the cyber conversation with many of these solutions? Like, great. You're in critical infrastructure. How are you protecting that? And I think it would be a natural conversation.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, I'm not telling your name, but you know, there was one customer came to talk to me, and they are in the water treatment business. So
gosh.
So
you better treat that water properly.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's the thing that we get from the tap, and
yeah,
we drink it and stuff like that. But you know, in this particular case, they said that we have old servers; they've never failed. So our strategy is not to touch them. And I said, "Are you sure about that?" So the apparent education, what you meant, I mean, it really depends. You know, this cyber world, I mean, I like to use the common sense thing. You know, if you get an email that you don't know, if there's a, you know, weird things, but still, you know, 80% of the people, they still have to go and click the link and stuff like that. So I don't believe, I'm sorry to say, Scott, I don't believe in that education. It just doesn't work. You need to put, you know, better barriers and do things properly.
You do, and I think you bring up a good point. We have this just human nature, this human tendencies to say, you mean I won something? Let me just open it up. And that's just natural. The other thing that I see that exists is the fact that as we journey down this road, we get exposed to all this great technology and innovation. Great, thumbs up. The people or the individuals that have nefarious type of intent, they're licking their chops. They're saying, hey, we're learning as you guys learn. And we're learning from the bad side, and you better have your act together.
Exactly. And this is what I like Armis a lot. I've been in the quite perhaps too many cybersecurity companies in the past 22 years.
Wait, you look 20.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyhow, but the value proposition that Armis is giving to the market is really simple. I mean, do you know what do you have? Do you think it's important to know what do you have? Of course it is. And then do it in the simple manner enough to show the value from the next minute when you plug in the collector into a customer network. That really, is really cool for average sales guy like myself. So.
Now you touched upon something, and I want to expand a little bit. I think I think the use cases that exist out there have to incorporate simplicity. If they do not, it could solve whatever problem, but if it's difficult for, me,
yep,
then I shy away from it. So yeah. I think that's an incredible statement that doesn't need to be glossed with, making it simple.
Exactly. Look, for instance, the CM products. I mean, how many CM vendors there are out there? They are very cool and they do the compliance thing really well. But what unfortunately, a lot of times, I mean, if you don't have enough resources and you name your company who tells that I have enough resources, yeah. There is none. So some of these very large projects becomes headaches and will never get finished because they bring more complexity into the value chain.
That's huge. That's huge. And whether it's good, bad, or whatever, I know I'm lazy. I know that there is a necessity to do things right, but if you can do things right and remove, I don't want more headaches. Right. And so that's the reality of and I love that that approach. Now, where do you see it going? Put a little future hat on here. Where do you see it going?
Well, IoT and Internet of Things. I mean, imagine the buddy Elon Musk, what he's doing, what he's created. There is somebody, I don't know if it translates to English, but who reads the future, and there's a claim that says that, was it 2035 or 45, I can't recall, anyhow, that humans can't be driving cars anymore. So everything will be connected. So this connectivity and the IoT connect Internet of Things will go boosting. So therefore, I see very bright future for Armis because there will be more and more connected devices.
I don't think you can gloss over that. I think that as you come to an event like this and you start talking to other trailblazing innovators that exist here, it just opens up more use cases, which then opens up more conversations around cybersecurity, and it just goes on and on. I don't see it ending anytime soon. And again, we're here. Get engaged. You got to get on.
We are here and we want to be connected, and we want to be more connected in the future. So cyber is the thing, and the security is the other thing, and knowing what you have is the third thing. So
there it is, the trifecta of bumper stickers.
Exactly.
All right. How do people get a hold of you? How do they get a hold of you?
Okay. We have a stand together with the CrowdStrike folks. This American company for XDR, yes. Which is like huge. So obviously we've done our emailing and stuff, and have booked meetings. But people are walking, and there's the Armis and CrowdStrike in the booth. So high fives, and let's talk cybersecurity.
Vesku, thank you very much for joining Industrial Talk. Once again, listeners, we are broadcasting from IoT Solutions World Congress. Industry IoT Consortium is a sponsor as well. You want to come to Barcelona? Come to Barcelona when this event happens, and you're just going to get the most out of your trip. So anyway, thank you for being on Industrial Talk and talking about, yes, cybersecurity, listeners.
Vamos.
All right. Once again, we're going to be back with another great conversation from this incredible event shortly, so stay tuned.
You're listening to the Industrial Talk Podcast Network.
All right, once again, thank you very much for joining Industrial Talk again. Here's the deal. You need to be in the digital transformation game if you want a business that is resilient. You need to begin to embrace that innovation. But more importantly, once you embrace all that innovation, you need to be able to secure it and know that you're protected. And that's where Armis, that's where Vesku and Team Armis bring a great solution to the table, because quite frankly, you need to secure it. So anyway, I'll have all the contact information for Vesku out on industrialtalk.com. So don't come to me and say you can't get a hold of him, because he's out there and ready to talk. All right. Thank you to IoT Solutions World Congress. Great event. Put that on your calendar. I think they're going to have it at the end of January of next year. So put that on your calendar. As well as the Industry IoT Consortium. Fantastic organization. Get engaged, because we got to be about education. We got to be about collaboration. We got to be about innovation. Those are organizations that embody that. We're going to have another great conversation shortly, so stay tuned. We will be right back.